We back. Yeah. Malcolm. We probably gonna hear some shit from this, but you know, it is what it is. I really don't give a fuck. We're open-minded people. It's just people aren't open-minded with us. Yeah. There's another video from Jubilee. Malcolm, do all transgenders think the same, or all transgender people think the same?
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna ask them. That's my thing. I don't know. Ready?
Yeah.
Starting at 3, 2, 1.
Gender and sex are different, and one doesn't mean the other. Like, me having a penis does not make me a man, or does not make me less of a woman.
Children are capable of understanding their gender identity. 3, 2, 1, go.
Depending on age.
I was 6 years old, and I have a clear, vivid memory of telling a friend walking down the street, I think I would have been better off born a girl. And I had my whole family, like half my family telling me, you can't be that. My friend telling me, you'll never be female. And a therapist telling me, like, oh, you'll never look female. Your hands are too big. Your voice is too low. And here I am, very female. Right. So I'd like to believe that I was right.
Yeah, I know when I was 7, I knew. But at the time, you know, that was a few years ago, and there really wasn't any source of information available. But I knew there was something different about me. So kids know young, and we need to not necessarily say, okay, switch everything over right now, but we need to give them space to grow and understand what it is.
Oh, shit. That went by fast as shit. Now, they said they was just young. Like, I understand, like, probably your children, but I was just saying, like, a certain age, probably. I don't know, because I guess 6 is still kind of young. I don't know.
God damn.
I don't know what the fuck my kids are doing.
Your kids sound like thunder up there.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But yeah, I don't know, because I was figuring, like, probably, because 6, that's still kind of young. But yeah. I got a blank because I heard my wife yelling.
Yeah, your wife yelling at the kid.
But yeah, I think 6 is kind of young. I don't know.
Like,
maybe they don't have enough information about it or something like that. I don't know. Maybe themselves. But they're still trying to figure out themselves. Because they said identify as like another anything. I don't know. Cause I guess at 6 or whatever the case is, they are like confirming like they're a boy or they're a girl and shit like that. I guess.
Yeah, I guess like.
That's hard to say because I figure like at that age like probably boys are still playing with Barbie dolls because they don't know no fucking better shit like that. I guess. I don't know. I guess it just all depends on who's raised or whatever the case is.
Yeah, how they're raised and all that.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's just how I'm thinking. I don't know. But I just figure like probably not at a young age, but they saying like 6 and shit like that, so I know.
Well, I know society like teaches I guess I want to say instill kids with the idea of like boy, girl, blue, pink.
Yeah,
like immediately I guess if they can understand that, then
6 or whatever case is,
or 4 or whatever. Like I guess you can like explain
figure out that you probably
other stuff
be
like
a girl
yeah.
That's what I said. I don't know. I just feel that's probably too young. I don't know.
I honestly I don't know. I think it all depends on like the person, like I guess I don't want to say maturity level, but like
probably maturity level or the mindset of
the mindset of the child. Yeah. Like if they think that something's wrong with them or something, then
especially if they able to like to voice their opinion too at the same time. I mean, like shit, that's a good thing too, because some might not say shit at all, and
not
tell them what happens.
Yeah, like, but the thing is like it's a different. I want to say it's a different group because like the guy said like he didn't have that information when he was like 6 And he's like older. I mean, excuse me if I the pronouns and stuff, but like like the lady said or whatever that when they were saying like at that young age, like they kind of knew.
Mm-hmm.
So what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Like yeah, cause like I guess back then when that person said that they at that age like they knew something was wrong with them, but they didn't know what. Cause like they didn't have all the information. But like now, like seeing that, like information, it's so much easier to get information.
Other people do it now too at the same time. Well, it's not even that it's other people doing it. It's like
support
way more
groups and
than people
everything.
that was doing it way back then, or whatever the case is. Or like it's way more now, whatever the case is. So it's like kind of easier to like reach out or whatever the case is.
Right. So like now, like that information is there. I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe like the age is like getting younger and younger.
Probably so.
Cause like who was I talking to? I think I was talking to one of my friends as a teacher, and they went to like, you know how you do like the reunion thing at the school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was like at a elementary school, and it was people like, well, they haven't been to that elementary school in like some years because like they starting to teach there or something like that. And like they was telling me that, you know, it's like kids really, really young, like saying that, oh, I'm a lesbian, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. And it's like, wow, like, how do you know at that age that you're this, that
you know exactly
you're, what you are and what you want to be and all that stuff. He's like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess all of that goes into play to that information that we was kind of talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you got access to some shit. I mean, if I guess, describes them down to a fucking T, like, who can deny it?
Yeah.
Like, if that's describing them down to a T about everything they like. Because I forgot what the fuck we watched, but it was it something about race or gender or some shit? And, like, they was talking about, like, non-binary and shit like that. It was from Jubilee. I just can't remember exactly what it was. Like, we can't tell nobody, like, what they're into or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Somebody was like non-binary. She was like, not that I don't like this part or like that part. I was like, I'm just in the middle, so I'm just gonna choose what. Yeah. So I mean, I guess you can do shit like that now. If you get the information and that's what you relate to, if the case is. Yeah. I just thought it was too young. I don't know, but.
Yeah, you might be right. I just don't like. I'm just thinking at a personal level, like, how do you explain something to like
how do
a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old?
6-year-old comes to you and say,
right? Like how do you explain it? And how do you know that they know, and it's not just like something.
I don't even want to say that's a phase.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
not even a fucking phase. Like, you go through phases like in teenage years and shit like that.
Right. Because like you kind of discover who you are and stuff, and it's like, okay, that's why I'm like, how do you know at that age, like, who you are completely when you're trying to just figure yourself out as a person, like, to begin with? It's people that's like, I don't want to say our age, they still don't know what the fuck they they want to do with their life. Older. Yeah. Like people in their 60s, like, so.
Yeah, shit, you ain't lying, shit. Yeah, I was just curious. That's probably my wife's car. Probably so. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Gender roles are necessary. 3,
I don't know what the fuck that means.
1, go.
Should they necessary?
I don't know what the fucking gender role is exactly though. Need a little bit more.
Male, female.
Gender norms and gender constructs, like, growing up, they hurt me. They were like, you're a boy, you can't, like, dress up, you can't play with dolls. That just, like, made me, like, start to think that I wasn't made correctly or I wasn't right.
My view on gender roles as a whole is very based on my identity because, like, I'm non-binary. There's no, like, non-binary gender role, you know? There's, like, female and male, and then whatever's in between, you just kind of don't belong. I feel like not belonging, I'm, like, kind of building my own role, which is kind of weird, but, like, if it didn't exist at all, I wouldn't have to. No one would have to try and fit. Right. No one would have to build their own role. And that's like a lot of where my view on this like stems from.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw one more thing in, is about gender roles and how hard I worked for 50 plus years trying to prove to the world I was the most masculine guy in the world. I spent a literal fortune buying every cool toy I could buy so I could go out and off-road better than anybody, fly an airplane better than anybody. I'll give you a hint, it doesn't work. It doesn't change who's inside of you. And so that whole concept of, well, you have to be this kind of a person or you're not whole is just wrong.
Well, okay, so as much as the gender roles are hurting by being so constricting, also that constriction is, a lot of that is what kind of helped me understand my trans identity. So the roles that are there, I didn't create them, but it exists. It exists. I don't want it to exist in some of the ways that it does, but it does. Do I believe this should be widened? Yeah. So that's really what I've come to.
It's just like
everything we just said. Okay. I guess gender roles, like you were saying, like boys is blue, girls is pink, and whatever the case is, playing with dolls, all that shit. Because I didn't understand what the fuck they were saying, but shit, even like we just said, like people fucking old as hell and decide that this is what they've been doing. They just been kind of masking it for however many fucking years, and when it's time to come out, they finally come out, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, cause like I want to say what we do with like how X was like when he's like growing up and stuff. Like we didn't. I don't know. Me and my wife decided not to like throw any labels. Whatever he want to do, we let him do it. So like toys and stuff, like we didn't associate certain, I want to say, certain things to a specific gender. So whatever the fuck he wanted to like play with or do, like we let him. Like, and cause like with us, we felt like that's kind of what's wrong with like I want to say society now, because like with kids when they're babies and stuff, they don't have that.
No, that shit don't process to them like that.
No, it don't.
A toy is a toy.
Yeah,
a toy is a toy.
A toy is a color, and all this other shit. Like a human is a human. Like a perfect example, like a baby can't be fucking racist coming out. Like baby's programmed and learned.
Stuff is taught.
Right. Taught to be like a bigot and stuff like that. That stuff is not bred. They not 100% coming out like niggas! Like at 1 month. Like no, it doesn't happen like that. Like and it's the same thing. I don't know. I kind of think it's the same thing with like with all these like different roles and stuff. Like cause like I guess a perfect example would be like when you see it, like when a baby see another baby, like the first thing in the baby mind is like, look, another baby. Not like, oh, it's a black baby. Right. Oh, it's a white baby. It's an Asian baby. Like it's just like a baby. You know, like I don't know, man. Like
I'm saying, wait, my kids, they figure that shit out on their own. Like if they figure out like that's for girls, that's for girls. Whatever. That's for boys, that's for boys.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Like, no, that's a boy toy. Like, stick to that. And plus, it's gonna be worse now because shit. When Parker grow up, she ain't gonna have shit but boy toys around her. Yeah. Except for her own toys. They gonna be playing whatever the fuck they play with together and all this other shit. So I don't.
Yeah, it's just like you don't want to build those like construct like barriers that trap people into that.
The last thing you want to do is box somebody in that's already in the box. Right?
Yeah, it's like I was like, you know, I'm gonna be real with my kids. At the same time, like I want them to be kids still. Like I don't want to like I was like, you already got a whole bunch of strikes against you because you're black, and then adding this other stuff. So like if you want to transition, that's another add to that box, and then like so on and so forth. Like it's like so many things. It's just like I don't know. Like the best way I see is to just let like I guess certain things like come into fold or like work its way out or something. Cause like I don't know. I don't know. I'm just talking on my soapbox, I guess.
Let's see what else they ask.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help out. Starting again in 3, 2, 1.
Gender reassignment surgery is necessary to be transgender.
Post-op and pre-op.
That's a good question.
1, go.
That's the first time I've seen
I'll go
somebody say
slightly
it. Oh,
here.
okay.
There we go. But it depends on the person. It very much depends
Oh,
on the person.
100%.
For me, it was kind of important. You know, it was just kind of the finishing step kind of thing. But a lot of people don't need it. The social transitions, the personal transitions and things that are much more important to people than the medical transition. But other people need that as a very important step to start their transition or finish their transition.
Before you have surgery, before you have hormones, before you tell anybody, and maybe even before like you really have a grasp of like what it is you're experiencing, you can already be your gender. My gender was female from the point that I, as a child, developed a sense of gender. I still get asked like, oh, like when you had your surgery, do you feel like a woman now? And I was like, not any more than I did last week.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. For me, I could definitely like go without it and still be 100% happy, 100% like confident as a woman. But I think it's just kind of like a cherry on top and like what eventually I'm gonna need to like complete the whole circle.
Being physically female is not even in like the top 10 things that make me feel like a woman. Like me having a penis does not make me a man or does not make me less of a woman.
It's interesting to look at this, the young folk, the old folk. And that's what I've seen through the years is that it's less and less important to the young transgender people, but it still needs to be available.
Pause. Yeah, I think they pretty much answered like everything on their own. Like I don't like that pre-op post-op stuff. I don't think none of that stuff ever really matters. Like, especially if you already got it inside your mind. Like, your physical being don't really mean shit. Like, if you got it inside your mind of what you are and what you're gonna be and like everything. Like, even like she said, I keep saying she, her, dash, her, or whatever the case is on the title and shit, whatever. But whatever the one that said that someone would agree. Like, as long as like your social shit is okay and like whatever. Fuck else she just said was okay. Like your personal body is like that's your domain. Right. Like it's however you want it to be with the case. But like as long as you're like if your mind is set on you being a woman, just like she said, like even if I got my surgery, like do you feel more like a woman? No, I feel same like a woman I did last week. Like like I was already a woman before I got the surgery, so like whatever the case is. But yeah, I guess it's just all in like the mental state whatever the case is. Good.
Yeah, I think it's preference too, because then like you know, you have, I want to say like these like sub boxes too, because like you could transition to another sex or whatever, but then you like can still like, I want to say like what's the word I'm looking for? Like relationship wise, like you could still like be like a woman, but you like other women. Like like that,
like that before.
Right.
I forgot what the hell it was, but we saw something like that. Like I think the woman. No, did the man transition to a woman? That was a Jubilee video.
And he like he kept his part.
And he was a porn star or something and all that type of stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was. No, it was a woman that transitions to a man, but she kept all her parts, or whatever the case is. And she actually did porn, or whatever the case is, or something like that. I know exactly because I think he was bald or something like that, or he was balding or something like that. I can't remember. Either. But it was from a Jubilee video. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was from the Middle Grounds stuff. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it's all preference right there too, because like they could still want like that part or whatever, like just to like I don't know, it's all preference. So
like I said, whatever you got in your mind, like
whatever makes you, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you comfortable.
Starting again in 3, 2, 1.
It's difficult for me. 3,
Oof, that's a hard one.
1, go.
Strongly agree.
Dating is very hard. The only kind of people that I attract are people that want to like fetishize trans people. So they'll be like, you're so hot, I want to do this and this and this with you. But then I'm like, oh, but like, let's go out in public, let's like go to dinner or something. They're like, ooh, I don't know about all that. Like, I don't want my friends to know I'm dating someone like you. And it's like, they feel like they have to come out as well as someone who's attracted to like a trans person.
I agree. It's confusing for them if they say like, oh, so am I like gay or something like that? And it's like, no, because I am attracted to straight men and like straight men are like attracted to me. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Like liking penis and liking vagina like doesn't make you gay or straight. It's like liking a man or liking a woman makes you gay or straight.
Exactly.
It's a little weird being like not a part of the binary, so people are really like, so what am I? What are you? Like, what is this?
Where do we fit together?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think I like you, but I don't know what I like. What is this? I'm like, if you like, then take, you know?
They just want to like, put like a label on everything.
Yeah. And sometimes we don't need that.
I just think people need to stop with like, oh, I'm attracted to men, or like, oh, this. It's like, no, you're attracted to like a human being. You're attracted to a person.
I feel that. That's why I fucks with. That's why I love Janae Monáe. She's fucking awesome. Cause she's kind of like that. She's like, cause people like, so are you gay, bi, straight? It's like, I just love who I love.
Right.
It's like wherever the universe takes me, I follow. I'm like, I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Only thing is, like the first one was saying, she was like, when it comes to going like out in the public and shit like that, just like for you, your shit's probably a huge step going out into the world and doing what the case is. It's probably the same for somebody else. Yeah, that's the only thing that I could disagree with. But I agree with the last person too. They was just like saying like, if I like another human, I just like another human. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is.
And I can only imagine it's probably much harder too, far as like, I don't know, well, they got apps like Grindr and other stuff like that, but I can only imagine like people asking them the question, okay, so like, were you born this? Were you born that? Like, the dating world is like way crazy now. Like, I'm glad I'm not single. You have to ask people so many questions. You have to ask people so many questions and like the preference and all that stuff.
We need Carfax for people, period.
Carfax for people.
Shit. We need Carfax for people, period.
He's like, okay,
straight, gay, transgender, whatever.
But whatever.
Everything. We need Carfax for people, my nigga. For real.
He's like, okay, how long? Like that's crazy. Like,
how long have you
had I know people that's like been on some dates and they had to like legit ask questions like that. Like
a lot of shit nowadays.
Were you born this subject or were you born that subject? Like.
Only let religion get into it.
Oh God.
That's a whole other monster after that. So ain't no.
Tell me about it.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. Definitely, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's like whole countries that just be stoning people. Be like ridiculous.
Transitioning is dangerous.
Yeah,
transitioning
100%.
is not easy. Like I've been beaten. I've had death threats. I've had sexual assault. Someone threatened me of that. And I'm privileged in this community because of my race or because I transitioned younger. And the biggest problem is that trans women of color are the ones being murdered in this country. Like trans people of color are the ones at risk. And this is the real issue that people need to know about. But like, it is totally worth it because there's no life outside of this.
That's definitely real. That's real. So the fear of violence from others, yes, that's a risk. But I don't know. There's risks playing the stock market. There's a risk when you eat that McDonald's. Everything's a risk nowadays. But I feel like what's really worth it was my mental health. That's not a risk I'm willing to take because that's the real death.
That's real.
Peace of mind, baby.
Peace of mind. Do what makes you happy, man. Fuck everybody else. Yeah. At the end of the day, do what makes you feel good. If you ain't hurting nobody, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. And people, they gonna be triggered, whatever the fuck thing. Yeah. And you can walk a certain way, and people won't like that or some shit, like any fucking thing.
At the end of the day, the overall message is to just be a good fucking human. Yeah. That's it.
That's what like they just said. Like I can get rest from eating this McDonald's.
Yeah, that's real. That's why I don't fuck with McDonald's now.
So whatever, man. Yeah. Can't nobody replace your peace of mind, bro. That's facts.
That's real.
Starting to get in 3, 2, 1.
I love my body. 3, 2, 1.
I mean, I could lose a little weight, but
Dad gut.
Yeah, we'll go all for it. Now, in my case, I really agree because this is the body I got. And one of the biggest things I did for myself was all during my cross-dressing days. I used to put on all the crazy foundation wear, trying to squeeze myself into something that I didn't fit in. And I looked at myself one day and I said, you know, you look as good as X number of regular women. Have I made a few changes? Yes, but that doesn't change the fact that I love who I am and what my physical presence is.
It's just so hard. It's so hard because like being told like women have this and women look like this and women, and it's like, then I don't look like that. So I must hate my body then because my body is what keeps me from looking like a woman. But then I like get out of that like toxic mindset and I'm just like, wait, I am a woman.
I wish I had said strongly agree, but that's not the truth. And the truth is that I love my mind, I love my life, but there are days that I have where my self-esteem issues are so bad that I can't leave the room. And I almost didn't even go to my college graduation because I was like, I'm not female enough to graduate college or something. And all that being said, I have no regrets. That was the thing. Because if I hadn't transitioned, I just wouldn't have a life at all.
Sometimes
I just want her to get her mental state together a little bit more, because like she needs to be like probably, I guess she said she's insecure, but she needs to be a little bit more secure. But yeah, I mean shit.
I mean that's for anybody. I mean everybody wants to change their body in some shape or form.
Even when she was just saying like a woman looks like this or a woman looks like that, or the case is like
that's all magazine. Women go
whatever.
Women can look the whatever.
You can go any country, any part of this fucking world. Like women are gonna look different. No one woman looks the same.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's just that stigma that like
that
society,
magazine,
placed on women
models
and men
and
shit, everybody else. Like
ain't nobody, don't know one person look the same.
Yeah,
I don't know that for a fact.
Shit, I'm like cut out the rest of my body, and I got my dad, you know, the kid.
Well, I worked on that.
Gut.
So I'm happy about that.
You say
I worked years on that. I downed plenty of beers for that gut.
For that gut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone again. I get my abs back.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, everybody looks different, bro. I don't know. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, we all have insecurities.
Starting getting in 3, 2, 1.
I wish I wasn't transgender. 3, 2, 1, go.
Literally me. Literally.
No.
They probably wish they started off.
This is not something I would wish purposefully on my worst enemy. You know, it's not pleasant. You go through all sorts of interesting changes. It cost me my spouse that I love dearly, but it was so important to me that it had to happen that I'm pleased that I did it. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life, but it's also something I'd never wish on anybody else on purpose.
For me, it's I'm disagreeing because it's not the fact that I'm trans that I don't like. It's the discrimination that I face that I don't like. The intersections that I hold, being black, being trans, you know, you find like discrimination comes at you in different ways. And so that's really what I could do without.
Yeah, I think the main thing that I just like hate, like everyone else is saying, is the discrimination, because it's the fact that like, oh, if I'm in a certain situation or oh, I'm somewhere, like I have to worry about my safety for like literally being like who I am in that sense. And it's like nobody should have to worry about like whether they're gonna like make it through something just for like being themselves.
So true.
Obviously, I don't think this will ever like go away fully, but as I was like coming out, it like, I would like have times where I was like, God, I wish I wasn't like this. Like I wish I wasn't trans because then like my life would be easier. I wish I was born a woman, or I wish that I was just like comfortable being male. And then I realized that like if I was born a female, like I wouldn't be a part of the LGBTQ community. I wouldn't have gone through the struggles that I have gone through, and like I would be a completely different person. And I love who I am, and so I don't think I would want to change that. And I'm proud to be trans.
I think we just said this. Like the black one that was on the Disagree, I think so. Yeah, she was like, I'm just adding up kind of discriminatories against me at this point because I'm black, transgender, like all that other type of stuff. But yeah, I can't answer that question because I don't know.
I wouldn't. I
wouldn't know. But I'm pretty sure they all got fucking blocks to build. Like, just because you gotta imagine like going to your family and like whoever the fuck else.
Yeah, support system,
family,
yeah. Stuff.
Like she was saying, like now I got the LGBTQ, like it's certain stuff that even if I was born a woman, that I probably wouldn't accomplish now at this point in my life, whatever the case is. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for that one. Good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. 3, 2, 1. Let's watch the rest of this joint.
Time for the Gina selfie. Everybody on this side of me,
The
please.
Gina selfie.
I love that, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Michael.
And I'm Jason.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. It was really awesome to do this episode during Pride Month especially, so we are so excited to hear what you think about it. Let us know in the comments.
That's right. And also, we just hit
You been saying that shit about straight pride? That bullshit? Bro, I've been saying that. Bro. That shit is irritating shit, bro. I swear to God.
Why do you say that at?
I'll let them finish.
A boba party. So this Thursday, Culver City, we're going to be partnering with Boba guys, and we're going to be giving out free boba for the first 100 people. So check out information below, but Thursday, 5:30 in LA, we will see you there.
See you there.
Maybe it's some LA shit.
Bye.
Probably so. I've never heard of boba. I don't know what the fuck it is. Yeah, bro. Cause you know the gay pride parade is like, damn, on my birthday, whatever the case is. Yeah. Well, there's been some shit about I guess it's on Facebook. I don't know. It's probably just Facebook. I don't know shit. You know, I log on, log off, see whatever videos I see, and I keep it moving. But it's something about some straight pride or some bullshit like that, bro. Like, people celebrating straight pride. I swear to God, I do not know. I honestly do not fucking know, bro. But there's some bullshit going on Facebook or wherever the fuck else that is going on. It's called straight pride, bro.
Just like White History Month.
Yeah. Don't ask me, my nigga. I don't know. I just seen it. I was like, oh, okay. That's what we doing now to conflict with the gay pride shit and start some other shit. Why not, America? Why not? Why not? That's human. That's human for you, right?
Yeah. My cause is more important than your cause type shit.
Yeah, bullshit.
That's one thing I don't like. Like when motherfuckers be like, they pick it, like they pick it your cause. What they cause?
Black lives matter. All lives matter.
All lives matter.
Fucking gay pride, straight pride.
Straight pride.
What? Like, what the fuck?
I'm black and I'm proud. White power.
All right. There's always something, bro. There's always something.